What up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your guy, Something. Hit the keys. I'm not going to hold y'all, and today's newscast might be a little bit mid because I'm so hungover right now. I'm like, grab a handful of bread, spread butter on it, and try to get some substance. I know some of y'all don't care to hear any of that, but I'm just going to be real with y'all. Today's newscast might be hella mid, as the kids would say. But let's go ahead and get right into this thing. So the top story I got for y'all today, obviously many of y'all already know Logic dropped a new update, Logic 11.2. It's pretty fire. We're going to check it out and do some sound comparison since I have Logic and I have a bunch of tracks that I can separate, you know, and not get no copyright claims on. So let's go ahead, take a look here at this story. We see here it says Apple Logic Pro 11.2 update, enhanced features for producers. So let's look here at the update. The stem splitter feature has been upgraded, allowing the process to capture old recordings and even demos with more detail and clarity. What's more, there is now support for guitar and piano stems, as well as the ability to use presets to select common types of stem sets. In addition, there's a submix feature that lets you extract only specific parts that you need. And then meanwhile, with the new flashback capture feature, you can recover audio in MIDI recordings without the record button activated. Sometimes your first idea is the most honest, so this means that, you know, you can redo that. So most of y'all know, most DAWs already have that. So I ain't talking crap about Weaver. That's my boy. He had to listen to me yesterday for about a half hour as I was heavily intoxicated on the phone. But this has been in FL Studio for at least a decade, maybe even a decade and a half now. In the dump score log, you know, you can get this. So it's cool that they're bringing this feature here. They also say Logic's content library has also been expanded for Mac and iPad users with Dance Floor Rush. So, you know, you guys can get your dance revolution on. I don't know. Y'all getting nothing but terrible jokes today. Terrible jokes. One after another. Line them up. So yeah, it's got over 400 loops in the drum kit, a specialized live loops grid to add your workflow. It's pretty solid. And then it says here, iPad users will be thrilled with the fact that the Learn MIDI is now supported, so you can link your most frequently accessed controls with knobs, buttons, and faders in MIDI devices. So pretty solid update, free update. As most of y'all know, Logic gives out free updates like FL Studio. So let's go ahead and pull Logic up real quick. I've got Logic pulled up here, and I've already exported the stems here. But just in order to export the stems, what you're going to do is you're just going to come down here to processing. You're going to hit this little stem splitter button, and then it's going to pull up vocals, drums, bass, guitar, piano, and other. Ironically, I put a freaking guitar in every beat that I make, but there's no guitar in this beat. So, but y'all see why I picked this one to go. So, and then you're going to choose what you wanted to separate. And you also have this submix that it can create for you too as well down here at the bottom. So you'll see right here is the main track. So this is the main track that we have. All right, so you'll see this is the main track that we have, and then we have the rest of the tracks down here. I haven't played with this enough to figure out how to play this track solo, because if I was to push play, it's not going to play the original track anymore. It's just going to play the stems. So I guess I'll play the original track. I'll pull up FL Studio because I'm going to go back and forth and compare some of the stems for you guys so that you guys can actually hear what all these sounds sound like separated out. So with this is what the original track sounded like.
Seems that we fell on unbearable times. They jacking our culture but swearing it's fine. Theft by deception and pair with a crime. I walk in their shoes but they're scared to wear mine. Even some Jordans that better design. Hip-hop is culture, so there is...
All right, so here is that track that we have in essence. I'm going to pull it back up in Logic. Y'all might have to deal with a little bit of clicking today. I apologize for that because I'm running 2 DAWs and, you know, editing software, so it's just a lot on the CPU. But then this is what that same track sounds like with all the stems separated out.
It seems that we fell on unbearable times. They jacking our culture but swearing it's fine. Theft by deception and pair with a crime. I walk in their shoes but they're scared to wear mine. Even some Jordans that better design. Hip-hop is culture, so there is the fun.
So you'll see here, it basically has my vocals, a drum, a bass. I don't have a guitar, but it still put that loop there for me. Piano, and then the other are some bells and horns in here, right? So let's just go ahead and stop this for a second, and let's just listen to these vocals by themselves. What I think is what's dope about this too is that I mean, obviously it's a vocal, so it caught it, but it caught my beat tag here at the beginning.
Hit the keys. It seems that we fell on unbearable times. They jacking our culture, but swearing it's fine. Theft by deception and pair with a crime. I walk in their shoes, but they're scared to wear mine.
All right, so that's what that vocal sounds like after it's been pulled out and all the stems. And then this is what that same vocal sounded like originally. So obviously it's not perfect, but it's not that bad either.
Seems that we fell on unbearable times. They jacking our culture, but swearing it's fine. Theft by deception and pair with a crime. I walk in their shoes, but they're scared to wear mine.
Now back to Logic.
Even some Jordans that better design. Hip-hop is culture, so there is to find. They swearing they MC with merry-go rhymes. I'm stomping them out with their
So it sounds like what it did was it took away some of the effects, like some of the reverb, some of the delay. It's not in this vocal, but again, you can reprocess the vocal and get it to sound how you want it to sound. I feel like this is very, very usable because I'm comparing literally apples to apples. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what the beginning of this verse sounds like.
But swearing it's fine. Theft by deception and pair with a crime. I walk in their shoes, but they're scared to wear mine.
And then this is what this one sounds like. It felt like a lot of the difference is granted some artifacts, but there's no delay and reverb.
Seems that we fell on unbearable times. They jacking our culture, but swearing it's fine. Theft by deception and pair with a crime. I walk in their shoes, but they're scared to wear mine. Even some Jordans that better design. Hip-hop is culture, so there is to find. They swearing they MC with merry-go rhymes. I'm stomping them out with their terrible lines.
All right, so let's go ahead and go to the next category and see what it sounds like. So we got the drums over here. So let's just solo these drums real quick and see what they sound like. So that's what the drums sound like in Logic after the stem separation. And then this is what they are going to sound like in FL Studio. You know what I'm saying? So it does feel like it took a little bit off of the top end, but it doesn't sound terrible. So it just sounds like the hi-hats were affected a little bit. Now we have this bass, and the bass, to me, you know, you would have to process this bass because this is what the bass sounds like here. So you get a lot of the low end of the bass, but it doesn't give you all of the top end of the bass. And then this is what the bass sounded like in the actual beat. Not that bad at all. Let's play the bass with the drums. All right, now let's go ahead and check out Logic. We'll play the bass and the drums together. I feel like the bass sounds a little boomier to me. I could be wrong though. Okay, boomer. I think just some of the high-end frequencies were taken out of the 808 here, but again, it's actually usable, you know? So this is what the piano sounded like in FL Studio. All right, so now let's see what it sounds like in Logic once we have separated that stem. It's gonna sound like this. So it's giving me kind of some of the bells too. The separation here isn't 100% clean. I'm just gonna let you guys know because one of the sounds that you're hearing here are these bells. The do-do-do-do-do-do. That's bells. Now it could be confusing for the technology, but like it's gonna probably get it here too. So these two are kind of fighting with each other. So obviously it can get better over time. But together they don't sound bad. So overall, it's a pretty solid tool, dog. I'm not even gonna hold y'all, dog. This thing kind of thinging out here, man. This thing is better than, it's the best stem separator out there by far. Not even a close second, because you get guitars, pianos, others, all this other stuff. The vocal was a really good separation. Very, very solid update, Logic. Appreciate y'all. I ain't gonna talk nothing negative about FL gang, because FL always holds us down. So even if we don't get the greatest updates this year, we've got the greatest updates for like the last 15 years. But with that being said, Ableton, you're on the clock, buddy. All right, guys, story number 2. I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm already over here sweating. I told y'all. Your boy went through it yesterday, man. Went to a pool party and not one person hopped in the pool. But our next story today comes from Akai. It looks like MPC 3, as most of us know, has been out now for quite some time. But we've been waiting on the MPC 3 for the desktop. Well, guess what, dog? MPC 3 beta is here for your desktop. Let's check it out. So as we see here, I don't even know if this is an official release, to be honest with you guys. I just know I seen Av drop a video on it this morning. And so I was like, oh, it must be out now because Av is the freaking MPC aficionado. Go check his video out for an in-depth, detailed description of everything that you need to know about MPC. The same thing Weaver said about Bolo. I mean, if you're following my channel, why would you not be following Av's channel? You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't get that. So, but as we look here, MPC 3, I'm not going to really go through this too much because there's a bunch of MPC 3 videos out there. Maybe not on the desktop version, but there's a bunch of MPC 3 videos. So we'll just briefly run through this. So you'll see here, you'll be able to get the Play Series instruments in the desktop version of the MPC. They say here the expansion series. Obviously, you can see that. It's got the new interface in there for you. So as you see there, you've got the updated interface. You've got the linear arranger, which is fire. It's about time MPC got that. Granted, it's been a year since they had it, but it's fire. New advanced key group synthesis engine, as you can see here. Endless possibilities. So it just has a bunch of different features. I'm not going to dig too deep into the MPC 3.0 update for desktop because I've covered this update for the MPC, the standalone version, a long time ago. I just wanted to let you guys know, for any of you MPC Beats or Studio users, 3.0 beta is out there. Just keep in mind that it is still beta, so it's going to have some issues. All right, guys, the last story that I have for you guys today, this one comes from Excite Audio. It looks like they just dropped a brand new granular plugin called Motion Fractal. Let's go ahead and check this thing out. So as you see here, this thing costs $39, 39 American doll hairs if you want it. This part of the demonstration or part of the video is literally going to be, we gonna fuck around and find out together because I have not used this at all. It just came out today and came into my mailbox. So I got a little loop that I just pulled up from Spawn. This loop sounds like this. All right, so now once I throw this Motion Fractal on there, again, it's a granular effect. I don't know what any of this does yet, so I'm just gonna horribly run through this demonstration. Y'all know normally I'd sit down and put some stuff together, but again, butter on bread hungover this morning. Matter of fact, I'm still drunk. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. All right, so this is what it sounds like with Motion Fractal on there. Bro, the GUI on this alone is just wild. Because like you're scrolling on stuff and it's moving stuff and it's like, this is kind of fire. I don't know what none of this does, but it's kind of fire. So we'll go ahead and listen to some presets. Hey, look, y'all can judge me if you want to. Judge me if you want to. I'm not mad at you. All right, so we've got some rhythmic stuff. So we'll just listen to some presets. Obviously, as you see here, you get a ton of control. So you won't get this thing to move on all kinds of different axes. You know what I'm saying? You see this eye in the middle of this thing right here that's moving around. You can set this up in different places, and that's where it's going to start the grains and all this stuff. This thing is pretty fire. Let's check out this preset. Bro, that is kind of fire with this gate right here. That's kind of fire, bro, because the melody is just this. You know, or if I was to hold down some chords. All right, let's turn this on now. Yeah, that's kind of fire right there. Let's go ahead and listen to some more sounds. All right, what else do we got here? We've got synth stuff. Let's go ahead and check out some synth stuff. Just add pad. I know you guys can hear all the artifacts and the motion that it's giving. Pretty fire plugin. I'm not even gonna sit up here and pretend like I know how to use it because I absolutely downloaded it 5 minutes before I started this video. But it's fire. $39 for it on the intro price. It's half off, and there is a free trial on that. So just download the free trial. If it's something you want to check out, buy it. If it's not, don't buy it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but there's a free trial. Might as well get on that. So that's what I got for y'all in today's bootleg ass news report. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully y'all rock with today's video, laugh a little bit. Because I'm about to edit this bitch and lay down. I'm lying. Make sure if you guys do like this content though, you drop a whole elbow on that like button, hit subscribe and that notification bell. So every time we bring you guys a new video, you can be the first to see. I appreciate you guys' time as always, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Some, hit the key.